What's up, everybody? Soren Baker here on Unique Access, and today we're joined by Jayo Felony.
What's up? What's up?
AKA James Savage.
Yeah.
Because James Savage, AKA Jayo Felony, has the Broken Ground movie and album. If you guys haven't checked it out, please be sure to do that, and we're going to be talking about that a lot today. Yeah. But of course, I've been knowing Jayo since basically the beginning of his career.
Yes, sir.
And we got to revisit a lot of things and talk about stuff so people, when we get to the Broken Ground stuff, people have a better appreciation of the amazing new artist you are today. So, Jayo, a lot of people, I think, obviously know you from San Diego, but I wanted you to talk about being originally from Virginia and how being in Virginia and then moving to San Diego, how those two different worlds really affected and shaped who you are as a person.
Oh man, it was crazy, man, because I still, my brother actually still lives in Virginia right now, and they basically just tore down the projects where I was born at, and he sent me a picture of the tree I used to hop over and shit, and he went inside the pad and took pictures of it, and I just that shit bring back a lot of memories, and I was gonna make a film about my childhood there. You know what I'm saying? So I told him to make sure he took pictures of that because I wanted to remake that actual how it looked. Right. You know what I mean? So I'm glad he did that. Yeah, man, it was a real rough area where I was. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to just see motherfuckers getting shot all the time and people shooting up drugs, and my brothers kind of ran the shit, so nobody fuck with me, you know what I'm saying? But
that helps.
Yeah, I seen a lot of fucking murder and just a lot of fucking death and violence at a young age, and before I even knew anything about gangbanging or any of that shit, you know what I'm saying? It was just kind of like Baltimore and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? It's like a real rough area. And it's kind of crazy that I lived in that shit, and then I go to school like about 3 miles away, and it's a whole different kind of energy, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, this shit was crazy. And then the way I got to San Diego was like I kind of didn't have a choice, like fucking like our house caught on fire and shit, that type of shit. And it was funny, my mom and my grandma was outside. The heater fucking caught on fire to the goddamn curtains. And me and my little niece was in the house, and fucking, I was a fucking kid, but I wasn't scared of fire because I used to set fires all the fucking time. So I was just like, just grab my niece and get the fuck out the house. You know what I'm saying? Fuck this shit.
Right.
So that's what happened. Fucking house burnt up. We had to go to the fucking Red Cross for like 3 days. And then we came to California. You know what I'm saying? So it seemed like it was meant for me to be here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then what made your mom pick San Diego?
My sister was already living out there. You know what I'm saying? And, so we came out here with my sister. You know what I'm saying? And then, I was going to school, and I really was tripping that what was different from the East Coast was the fucking schools on the East Coast are all inside. Like, you don't have you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't fucking go outside to go to another class.
Except recess.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's it.
So it was so fucking different for me when I was in San Diego and I was like going to another class outside and walking to this other class. I was like, damn, this shit cracking. This bitches, the teachers look good and shit. I'm like, damn, school is the shit out here. You know what I'm saying? So it was a different energy as far as it was beautiful, and I was real happy about not having to be in the fucking cold anymore.
Right.
And I remember as a kid, and I think we came out here in like January, you know what I'm saying? And it was fucking like the beginning of January, and it was at nighttime, and it was fucking warm.
Right.
And I'm like, damn. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is the shit. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't believe it. So I was just happy to get away from the struggle of being in the projects and being in the fucking around all the violence and drugs and bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I had like two different sides of life. Like my mom was in the fucking projects, but my dad and my mom wasn't together. But I used to always go to my dad's house and he had fucking bitches everywhere, you know what I'm saying? So he used to take me to their houses, and one of his girls was like real close to me, like a mom, you know what I'm saying? So she kind of raised me too, and it was like, it was a different way of life. Like I go to the projects, but then I go to my people over here, and they got fucking goldfish in the backyard and fucking shit swimming and all kind of dogs, and it's like, I was getting like a different kind of life. Like I would go with her for the summer and she'll be fucking flying me to New York and shit like that. So I was just learning how to travel and doing different shit with, you know, like a kind of like a stepmom that was basically, she showed me how to put my fucking shoes on the right feet. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't know. I had a real good life as a kid, but it was crazy that I seen the two different sides of, like, I seen like how, say like, I try to put it in a picture like this. In the projects, the motherfuckers fix the shit up, you know what I'm saying? Put brand new swings and motherfucking balls for the kids to kick and fucking...
the tetherball?
Yeah, you know, sliding boards, go around and shit, looking like a candy cane with the red and white paint on it. And you put all this pretty shit up in the projects, and then you got grown-ass motherfuckers on the swings kicking the ball and fucking the shit up for the kids.
Right.
It's like, goddamn. So it's like, and then, all right, say like my parents have bought me a bike, and I got a brand new bike with the see-through goddamn, you know, chain guard and the chrome brand new as shit in the summer. Niggas ain't getting no gifts in the summer. They gotta wait till Christmas to get some shit. But I take that bike, or I keep it at my stepmom's house, and that motherfucker stays brand new for a long ass time, right?
Yeah.
I take that motherfucker to the projects, 2 weeks. That motherfucker is either stolen
or torn up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? To where it's like, man. So it's like, it's a fucking a mentality like motherfuckers will tear down shit no matter what. If that's the, you know what I'm saying? If that's the mentality. Like,
right. And then,
you know,
that's of course a terrible reality, but at the same time, as with a lot of people, you were able to look at music in particular and use that to help get yourself out and make things better. So for you, as we've talked about a lot over the years, the message was very important for you as far as writing, storytelling, profanity, all these different things.
Yeah, to see all these different walks of life, and then to isolate myself to be able to write. I used to lock myself in the bathroom for hours and hours and hours and shit, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, my sisters and them, whatever, be mad, telling my mom and cussing me out and shit. But that was my way to get away from everybody, you know what I'm saying? And concentrate on trying to come up with creative shit, you know? So, you know, not to take nothing away from nobody rapping and none of that shit, but, you know, as a lyricist, to play with words is what I was, you know, it's what I just grew up on, is trying to say something that people gonna be like, rewind that shit, you know what I'm saying? That was clever, you know what I mean? Like, or not just to put a fucking record together and it has no thought, you know what I'm saying? Or I didn't put any type of thought into it. Like with me now, I see that I like to take the beats home and live with them, as opposed to trying to think of something creative to say in the studio.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a different way for me. And then I come to the studio now and kill shit and have like 6 songs knocked out in a few hours. You know what I'm saying?
I think one of my favorite records of yours very early on was Locs on His Own, because that showed, one, it's a very creative story, but it also shows the different side of what being in the life and being in the streets is about. So for you, when you're able to add those extra dimensions to those type of songs very early in your career, of course. Like, what did you notice about that song when you were writing it? Did it feel different? Did it, like, the reaction when you started playing it for people or when you were recording it? Like, what was the difference?
I wanted to make a song that, you know, even if it's not being incarcerated, it's like people being away from home. And like, you can be in college or wherever, you know what I'm saying? And you're away from home and you know, your people are footing the bill for you to be in college and you can't call home as much, you know, and your family's not accepting those calls as much or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So it's like just being away from your family and having to, you know, call home, everybody can relate to that.
Right.
You know, and jail is definitely a crazy situation because the system, how it's set up, they charge you so much money to even talk to your family and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like basically they running a racket in the jail.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you would be surprised how much it costs.
It's very expensive.
Yeah, a minute to talk to someone, call and collect. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just wanted to put that out there and you know, and let people feel that. And that was one of my favorite songs on my first album.
Yeah.
You know, it was the Loco's on his own. You know what I'm saying?
Take a ride.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think too, with that, one of the things that I think is great about a lot of your music, especially that song, but is that you're able to like look at things from the streets and gang life and stuff, not from just the I'm bigger and better than you, but it's like the emotional side. Like how Scarface does, Ice Cube does, all the greats that, you know, the great artists and gangster rappers showing the multiple sides of things.
Yeah.
So for you as a writer, why is that so important?
I mean, just to put yourself on everyone else's level to let people know that you're human. You know what I'm saying? You got family, you got friends, you got feelings just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? It's not, you know, because some people tend to forget that or they want to glorify the finer things, and it's way more people that's without. You know what I mean? It's way more have-nots. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like you really, you know, letting people relate to you. Like, damn, he has struggles too. He went through things and people can relate to it. Because a lot of times I run into people and they say they fans of, you know, the music and everything. They be like, man, your music got me through a certain time in my life. Or some people be like, man, I went and rode on some motherfuckers banging this whoop-de-whoop. And I'm like, God damn, but damn, like, you know, when you touch somebody like that with your music, man, it means a lot to me to know that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just thankful that, you know, at this stage right now, I'm getting a second opportunity to come back to the game on a much more, you know, bigger level than even when I was on Def Jam. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm just excited about my future, man, and looking forward to, you know, seeing the people and getting out here and touching the people again and, you know, rapping and having fun on stage. We did a release party the other night for the Broken Ground project. And just the energy out there, man, with me and X performing, it was crazy. And I see what I have to do. I see my strategy is in performing now. And my shows are just gonna get better and better and better to people are gonna be like, this motherfucker is gonna be crazy. So I'm just looking forward to just putting the work in and you know, just living life to the fullest, man, and enjoying every day and you know, never taking my opportunities and just, you know, just acting like anybody get these type of opportunities. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I gotta make the most of it and appreciate it and keep a humble attitude, you know what I'm saying? And get back to the top of, you know, what I'm known to be doing, you know what I'm saying? Get back to the top of performing and being an artist and an entrepreneur and the whole nine, you know?
Yeah, and with Broken Ground, of course, that's the introduction of James Savage, but and really with working with Open Bar, but I think it's also important for people to understand and realize a lot of the big things that you've done through your career. So I did want to get to that too a little bit, which, like, of course you were signed with J Master J to get you to Def Jam, being on the show soundtrack and all those different things. What now looking back, and unfortunately J Master J is not with us anymore, but what some important things you learned along the way from him?
Man, it's crazy that I remember when I first started, I was basically a young kid with a manager, and then somehow I made the decision like to go up to New York and just stay up there with Jam Master Jay and learn, you know what I'm saying, the craft of putting records together.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So when I went to New York, that's when we basically built our bond is when I got to really know him, you know what I'm saying? And we got to know each other and hung out, and he actually had me at his mom's house in Queens, and I was basically, you know, hanging out with the cats in Queens, shooting basketball and washing my clothes at the laundromat, you know what I'm saying? It was real hood shit, you know what I'm saying? And I was hanging out with his sister, Nita and Marvin, and just, you know, Trick and all the guys in Queens, you know what I'm saying, that was, you know, basically had my back, man. It was cracking out there, and I can tell the energy that with him being around, it was like, nigga, we'd be cracking at the barbershop, and then after hours, nigga, they'd close the barbershop down, nigga, the stripper bitches come, and we get to turning up with the Hennessy, and they like, Jayo out here cracking with us, you know what I'm saying? So it was a different energy out there in Queens when Jam Master Jay was out, man, and it was crazy to, you know, to see him go like that, man, to see him murdered like that. And I know it just took the heart out of you know, Hollis, you know what I'm saying? That shit took the heart out of Hollis, Queens, man. But, you know, rest in peace to Jay, man. And I got a lot of love for Jay, and I'm going to just keep pushing, you know, and make him proud, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what it is.
One of your biggest collaborations is the Got Beef with the East Siders and Snoop.
Yeah.
And then being on the Up in Smoke tour, of course.
Yes, sir.
Which I went with you on a couple of those dates.
Yes, sir.
That was legendary times that we had on the road.
Hey, that got beef video was fun, man. And being on the Up in Smoke tour was crazy. It was crazy with Trey D and them, man, and Goldie Loc.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, just having that experience, man. I remember us, you know, Red Bull was one of the sponsors on that tour, man, and we had, you know, always, we was drunk so many Red Bulls, man. I thought that's all we was pissing out, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? But we had a whole lot of fun, and it was just a crazy experience, you know what I mean? Even with making the Got Beef record, at that time, it seemed like we were all like in relationships with, like they all were related to each other and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a cool time back then. And even with Trey D, I used to, like every 4th of July, we used to shoot fireworks and go, you know, barbecue and fuck around, go to Rosarita, pop fireworks and shit and be on the beach, shit like that, you know what I mean? So, you know, I just look forward to getting back to, you know, a lot of that unity on the West Coast, you know what I'm saying, with all of us doing our thing, man, and living our lives and making good music and, you know, being entrepreneurs out here and getting it in.
Right.
So, you know, it's funny, man. It's going down.
And
you know?
On Got Beef, I think that unlike Loco's on his own, that one is much more braggadocio and the Crow references and all these different things you have. And then I think also Trey D's another guy that I don't think gets enough credit for being a superior writer. So for you, what is it about like the people like yourself and the Trey D's of the world that are excellent lyricists but don't really get looked at as lyricists? Why do you think that's the case?
I mean, with me, I think I do get looked at. I know nobody want to fuck around, you know what I'm saying? So I know I must be doing something right, you know what I'm saying? But I look at it like, I think people know, you know what I'm saying? People, I think they know, like Jayo Felony is, you know, he raps his ass off, you know what I'm saying? I think people know that, but now I think it's gonna be a whole different look for me, speaking for myself as an artist. I think that I don't sound like I did 10 years ago or 15 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I think I've got to a point now to where I'm competing with who the fuck ever. You know what I'm saying? No matter what age you are or what the fuck ever, I think I'm at my best right now. Lyrically, I think I'm a whole different beast right now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm about to show y'all that. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of music about to come out that I'm working on, but I'm on my shit to a whole nother level. You know
and with the James Savage Broken Ground project, the album and the movie/series is out now, and I had the benefit of being there while you were recording a lot of the album, and that was a magical time to be there with you with that. And a lot of the songs on the album, you know, work so well in the movie, but the one I wanted you to talk about right now was the Where I Grew Up, which kicks off the album.
Oh yeah, man.
So Focus did that beat, and that one, the flow and the pattern and how you're like attacking that is you have so many flows and styles, but that,
That
like
was
where
crazy.
did that one come from and how did that end up?
Man, that beat, I remember the night we was at X Studio, me, X and Focus, and he played that beat when he was in the front of the studio, and he put the headphones on me, and I just heard that dun dun. I'm like, yeah, okay. So I went home to live with that track and wrote my rap at the house, man, and that just where I grew up. It just caught my ear, you know what I'm saying? So that song, and then in that song, like I know it's like a lot of fucking racial tension, you know what I mean, going on. So I wanted to put in there like letting people know, like me as a kid, you know what I'm saying, I had all kind of fucking friends, you know what I'm saying? From, you know, all different kind of backgrounds. So that's what I was kind of saying when I was rapping the second verse. I was like, my white friends got their ride on with me. My Indian and Asian and Samoans rode with me. You get me? You know what I'm saying? And we all in your house without a hall pass. You know what I mean? So it was like I was just putting that out there, like, you know what I'm saying? You know, because there's so much fucking bullshit in out there in the world right now. You know what I'm saying? So I was just letting them know. You know what I'm saying? All that bullshit don't matter. It's about a person's character. You know what I'm saying? And that hate shit, you know, it'll get you in your ass. The karma will get you one way or another.
Right.
You know?
And then another one of my favorite songs on Broken Ground is the Call Me By My Government, and that works well into the James Savage. So how and why did you decide, or did you guys decide to go with James Savage and rebranding Jayo Felony?
Yeah. It started with an interview I did for shout out Street Motivation magazine. We was doing a cover for that magazine, and the owner of the magazine, Miss Tasty, what up? She was asking me, like, would I ever do a album under my real name? And that's kind of where the idea kind of came from, and we ran with it, you know what I'm saying? And X and Dre and it was like, man, you got a dope ass real name. And my boy E40 a while ago, you know what I'm saying? Like James Savage is dope, you know what I mean? So, you know, I kind of ran with the idea and it just be creative and do something different, you know? And it's crazy that, you know, and, you know, I was just born, that was my real name from birth. I didn't make it up, you know what I'm saying? And my pops, you know, got the same name as James Savage. And I also have a brother, Dr. James Savage in Washington, D.C. You know what I mean? So, you know, the name lives on, man. So it was just something dope and creative that we did, you know, to come with this new music and show them that we're on a whole nother level. And, you know, not to take away from nobody else's music. I didn't want to sound the same as everybody else or try to come back trying to sound like all the new shit, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I wanted to stay in my lane, but, you know, make some dope shit. You know what I'm saying? Can't be no bullshit sounding like old shit, but, you know, it had to be creative and with a different energy, you know, and I think we accomplished that with this record, man. I'm real happy about it, and I'm seeing that people are picking their favorite record off of it, you know what I mean? So I know I did my job, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and speaking of energy, I think one of the songs with a crazy energy on it is the Pull Up song.
Yeah,
and that
shout out to Rick Rock.
I was going to say, that one's a Rick Rocker.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
So with that one, Rick Rock's beats in general are very distinctive.
Yeah.
So, you know, Focus did a lot of the project, but Rick Rock did this one in particular. So what's the different vibe that you get hearing a Rick Rock beat than a Focus beat?
What this actual record Pull Up, X was doing the TV show Empire, and we went out to Chicago, and he was like, man, I got something, you know what I mean? And he was really excited about it. So it was this one guy in the studio trying to rap to the song or whatever, but when I got to the studio, he got out the way, and I fucking killed it, you know what I'm saying? Xzibit was like, move, nigga, like, let Jayo get in there and do this shit. And you know, we came with some creative shit, and that hook was already on there, so it was dope. You know what I mean? And just the energy of it was like, you know, it's like kind of like a performance record, but I love working with both of those guys, you know what I'm saying? And they got both of them got a different, a different sound. You know what I'm saying? And it's like them is like two of the top notch guys. You know what I'm saying? So it's good
Absolutely.
working with both of those guys. You know what I mean? And I look forward to working with him in the future. And when it comes to Focus, he's more like in-house with us, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that is
Aftermath staff.
yeah, that's gonna be there, you know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to, like this whole project basically started out with Focus, you know what I mean? So we were basically making like an EP first, and it turned into an album. So the first song I recorded was with him, and I think it was Where I Grew Up too, you know what I mean? So.
And another
shit's
song
crazy.
that shows, I think, your range and
Yeah.
diversity is the Test Me song, which is one of my favorites too. And that one has singing on it. And I think a lot of people also forget that from the beginning of your career, you have had a lot of singing on it, on your songs.
Yeah.
So a song like that, where you do have singing, this one has a female on it, of course. Well, how do you think that takes you to a different place when you have singing in the chorus instead of rapping?
It's a different feel, and it gives it a different energy to where it's not just, too much rap. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can over rap the record. You know what I mean? So it's like gives it a different energy when you hear that singing, especially when they doing a real good job of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so with that record, the singing was already done before I even put anything on it.
Okay.
So I wanted to give it like a tug of war type of thing. Like you got the balance of the females doing the pretty ass singing and me talking shit. You know what I'm saying?
It worked well.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And that's what, you get, because that's what the record's basically saying. Talk that shit. I wish a nigga would test me. You know what I mean? So it's a crazy feel. And when we were doing an actual video to it, X had just got back, from seeing his father, rest in peace. You know what I mean? He just came back from, taking care of that. And then, we was out drinking Hennessy that night, and to see those girls doing those choreographed dance like that, it kind of overwhelmed me. Like, wow, this shit is really getting big now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because, in my career, I never really had a production of that level. You know what I'm saying? So to see that being done for my project was crazy. Like, people gonna love this shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thankful for the reviews we're getting right now. Now we're about to go do a promo run, a radio run for the record Test Me. But I'm glad on the streets right now, the response is crazy. So I know it's gonna do good when we hit radio.
And I think, too, to your point with Xzibit, I've known him, you've known him a long time, and we both work with him extensively.
Yeah.
What is it about Xzibit that I think people, or what about Xzibit do you think people don't realize, like on the business side or strategic side? Because I see it a lot, and I know you do, too.
X, when it comes to it, X he's very, he's like a mastermind. You know what I'm saying? He's thinking of different ways that, and it being very creative as far as trying to think of different ways to approach the game to make it successful, especially coming from, our era of music, you know what I'm saying? To do something to where the response we're getting right now is like, motherfucker, you back for real. You know what I'm saying? This is some big shit, you know what I mean? Right. And I'm thankful that, we were able to do it, and he just believed in, me as an artist, you know what I'm saying? And, he got he got a heart of gold, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I appreciate him, giving me this opportunity to basically change my life in a sense, you know what I'm saying? And be able to come back to the game on a whole nother level. Like, we got a big ass tour set up. I'm about to fucking go to Moscow in 2 weeks, you know what I'm saying? And shit like that I've never done in my life, you know what I mean? Like, we did a fucking show in Bogota, Colombia, and basically had the government, pay for us to come and do a show and fucking escort us with AKs and stand outside of our hotel rooms and shit like that, like some performing in front of 60,000 people and shit, you know what I mean? So it's a whole nother energy, man. And I just look at it like we're on to something. You know what I'm saying? We're really on to something, and it's gonna be an honor to get out there on the road and rock these shows. And he got like a fucking cult following overseas, so it's gonna be dope. You know, getting out there and touching the people on this tour, and you know, just basically, man, back at it, having fun again, and you know, living my best life, man. Like my nigga motherfucking Duvall, yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's going down.
As you
Soren
should.
Baker and his bitch.
Yes. Well, there it is, y'all. So make sure, if you haven't already, watch Broken Ground. Listen to Broken Ground.
Yeah.
Stream it, download it, buy it, all those type of things.
Hey,
make
this
sure to
shit
support.
right here. This one's signed for somebody, man. But hey, man, Broken Ground, James Savage. My music is out on all platforms. Go check it out. This music, man, this movie directed by Xzibit, Rashidi, J.R. Diamond, man. Jesse, what up? You know what I'm saying? We put a dope project together, man. I hope y'all love it. Hey, and one of my favorite songs, Nah Bitch, Nah Bitch, Nah Bitch. Hey, you gotta check that out. That's my shit. Straight up, we got one. Broken Ground.
Yes, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Jayo Felony, thank you for coming through, man.
Thank you, bro. You already know. Thanks for having me, man.
Soren Baker, Unique Access, Jayo Felony, man.
Unique Access, what it is. Let's get it. Yeah, West Coast.
Be sure to check out the history of gangster rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the D.O.C, and dozens of others. The History of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
There will be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangster rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With Fab 5 on Yo MTV back with NWA.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The History of Gangster Rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
It's always gonna be shit happening in the streets. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The History of Gangster Rap in stores now.